Hi, this is an update of a video I uploaded earlier on YouTube on how to create a Wi-Fi hotspot on your computer or on your laptop so that your Android phone will be able to connect to this wireless network that you've created. Now, to make this successfully, make sure you have an active internet connection. Okay, now the first thing we're going to have to do is to click on Start, then you type View Network Connections. So we click on View Network Connections here, then this window opens. I'm going to explain something here. I have 3 connections here: my local area connection, wireless network connection, and wireless network connection 2. Now, for this thing to go through successfully, you need a Microsoft Virtual Wi-Fi mini port adapter. This comes with most computers. When you run Windows 7 on them, it was sort of something that came with Windows 7. So most computers running on Windows 7 have a Microsoft Virtual Wi-Fi mini port adapter. So when you look over here, I have a local area connection, then the name of my local area connection adapter, and I have wireless network connection, then the name of my Wi-Fi adapter, that's the Qualcomm Atheros. Then over here under the wireless network connection 2, I have the one that we need, the Microsoft Virtual Wi-Fi mini port adapter. So before you go through this process, make sure you have a Microsoft Virtual Wi-Fi mini port adapter. Now, all that we're going to do is that we're going to share the internet connection that we have on our computer over a Wi-Fi. So I have my internet connection to the local area connection. So I'm going to have to right click on this, select the right click, go to properties, then you navigate to sharing. Then under the sharing, let me drag this here, you click on allow other network users to connect through this computer's internet connection. Then you click on this drop down menu. You see that when I click on this drop down menu, I have 2 connections here because my first connection is the one for my adapter itself, that's the Qualcomm Atheros. Then the second one is the one that we need, the Microsoft Virtual Wi-Fi mini port. So I'm going to share this connection over the Microsoft Virtual Wi-Fi mini port. So note the name assigned to this adapter. Mine is wireless network connection 2. So over here I'm going to choose wireless network connection 2. If yours happens to be a different name, just make sure that the name that you choose here tallies with the name that is assigned to the Microsoft Virtual Wi-Fi mini port. This is simple. If it's the name here is and the name here is what you see here. So just select that connection, then click OK. If the process is successful, you see that I have shared over here. It means that I have shared the active internet that I have on this connection. If you happen to be using a modem, it means that you will not be using a local area connection, but you're using a different connection, probably a dial-up or anything. So you will see the name of your ISP here. So you are going to right click on that one and choose shared. So it might be the name of your ISP provider. So make sure that you have already activated the internet on your modem, then you share the internet. The second thing we're going to have to do is to click on Start, type CMD to open command prompt. Then we need administrative privileges to go through this process. So you right click on this and you choose Run as Administrator. You see a small window that pops up that do you want to allow the following program to make changes to blah 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 blah. Just choose yes. So when this goes through, the command prompt opens. Now we are going to input a few commands which I have already added to this video. First, highlight the first command. Make sure you start highlighting right before the N and end after the D. Just copy this command here, come here, then you just paste the command. Okay, now after you paste the command, you see that I have something like SSID, then I have name, then I have key, I have password. Okay, so you can modify this name field and this password field to whatever you want to use. If you want to use your name, you can type your name here under the name. If you want to use the change the password, you can just enter the password that you want to use here. But I want to tell you to be very careful here, because if you change everything and you happen to change the default code, it wouldn't work. Okay, so I'm going to just go to this column. If you want to change the name, make sure that the cursor is blinking right after the E. So just erase that and type the name of your Wi-Fi network you want to create. I am using Larry. Okay, so I just type Larry. After that, if you want to change this password, you just erase the password field and you just type your password you want to use. I would advise you to use a password, an alphanumeric password, probably about 10 characters, because I tried using other passwords which didn't work. So you can just use a password of this format. So the SSID is a name that is going to appear as your Wi-Fi network, and the key that you see here is the password that the person or anyone would have to enter in order to get access to this internet connection you are creating. So when this is done, you just click enter. When the process is successful, you see the same commands that I have here. The hosted network mode has been set to allow. The SSID of the hosted network has been successfully changed. The user key paraphrase of the hosted network has been successfully changed. The next thing you're going to have to do is to come here, just copy this command, highlight this command, you right click, you copy, you come here, just right click here and choose paste. The reason why I'm just copying the command from Notepad and pasting it in DOS is because sometimes if you try to type these commands, you might leave out something. So just copy the command as it is in the video, then just paste it in your DOS. You can just copy and paste. Okay, so when you do this, you just hit, you input a second command, you just hit the enter key. If this is successful, you see the hosted network started. This is simple. So when you finish, you click down here. Wow, you see the new internet you created. I use the name Larry, so the name assigned to my Wi-Fi network is Larry. So I'm just going to try to connect to this network on my phone. So you just on your Wi-Fi on your phone, you will see the name of the network you created. Try to connect with it. Then if you have, you're asked to enter the password, just type the password that you created. If you happen to forget the password, you can just go through this process again. Now there's this thing I want to teach you. In order to get this process running, you need to start the Wi-Fi hotspot. If you are done, you want to shut it down, you just copy the third command. It's just the same here, just that we have the stop. You copy it, you paste it here and hit enter, then stopped. So you see that when I come here, I no more see the name of the wireless I created. Now it's sometimes boring to have to copy this command, paste it in DOS. If you want to start it, when you're done, copy it again, paste it to stop it. So I'm just going to show you a quick method to do this. You're going to create icons on your desktop where you can start the Wi-Fi, just like I have here, start Wi-Fi, stop Wi-Fi. So right click on anywhere on your desktop, go to new and navigate to shortcuts. So you can type the name of the shortcut. This is what we're going to use to start the Wi-Fi. So start, let's say start my Wi-Fi. Okay, just click next. Oops, sorry, you have to rather enter the command that you want to use here. So I am using wlan start. So that's the location. I just paste this here, then you click on next. Okay, after the next, this is the name that you want to use for the shortcut. So this is where I should have typed my stats, my Wi-Fi, then finish. Okay, then the second one is to stop it. So the same process, you go to shortcut, then you copy the one for stop, paste, then next, then stop my Wi-Fi. Yeah, these icons are a bit boring, so if you want to, you can change the icons. Right click, go to properties, go to change icon. There are a variety of icons here. You can just use any icon you want. I just like the power button because it just designates that I'm starting something. Okay, this is a shortcut I use. You can just click on the icon, press Alt, enter, and it opens the dialog box. You go to change icon. Don't worry about that command. You can just come here and choose anything else you want. Okay, so apply, then okay. So if you want to start a Wi-Fi, you don't just double click. If you double click, it wouldn't work. When you come here, you see that it's not started. What you have to do is to right click and choose run as administrator. So when you do that, you see that a Windows control pop-up will come. Just click yes. So after that, when you click here, you see that my Wi-Fi name is now here Larry. If you want to stop it, the same process, just right click, run as administrator, yes, and it stops. Okay, now I would want to do a little troubleshooting here to help some people. There's a very common error that people get when they input this first command we have here. People have errors like the hosted network could not be started, the group or resource is not in the correct state to perform this request. This is just a normal command, okay, that comes, it's an error, let me say, that comes if you have a problem with your Microsoft virtual network. Okay, so where we saw the network connections, let me go there again, view network connections. So if you have this error, come here and make sure that this wireless network connection to, or whatever the name is, make sure that the Microsoft virtual Wi-Fi mini port is here. If you don't have anything like Microsoft virtual Wi-Fi mini ports here, that is when you have that problem. Okay, now sometimes this thing is disabled. So when it's disabled and you come here, you see that all the other connections are working, but this particular Wi-Fi is, or this particular virtual Wi-Fi is not working. So when it's not working and you try to input the command we typed earlier on, you see that it wouldn't work. Okay, now what you have to do is to right click this, make sure that it's enabled. So if you have that problem, just come here, disable it, enable it again, sorry. Then what you have to do, if it still doesn't work, you go to your device manager. Okay, you can, there's a shortcut for device manager, you can just go to run, or okay, sorry, you can click here, type run, click run, then type dev management, so dev mgmt.msc. it opens the device manager. If you want to go through the long process too, probably you don't like the commands, you can right click here, go to properties. When this opens, you click device manager. Okay, so let me make this big. Then go to network adapters. If you have a question mark or any symbol on this Microsoft virtual Wi-Fi mini port adapter, this process will not go through, so you have those kind of errors. If you have that problem, or if you don't see it here, if you don't see this here at all, just right click here and scan for hardware changes. You might see it now working. If it's here enabled and it's still not working, all you have to do is just right click this, then update the driver. So you have to connect to the internet, just let Microsoft automatically search this updated driver software for you. So if you're having that problem, it means that probably the Microsoft virtual Wi-Fi mini port adapter, that's the driver controlling this adapter, might be updated. So when it's outdated, it wouldn't work. So just right click here and update the driver. So Windows updates, normally if you have your Windows updates already activated, it's updates automatically, but if not, then it means that you have to come here and update this manually. Thank you very much. If you have any problem seeing yourself through this process, just let me know and I'll be willing to help you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.